Aside. Fang Yuan twisted his waist as he gathered strength in his arms, waving the fan ferociously. Gush! Wild winds blew, sweeping ahead as the storm sent 3 autumn yellow crane platform and shark flow lever into a tornado, restraining them as they flew outside of the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. But at the crucial moment, Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang flew out of their immortal gu houses, charging at Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan. Even though they did not cultivate Time Path, the river suppression lotus ceiling formation did not break apart. Time Path was restricted in the formation as other paths were amplified. Heavenly Court sent rank 7 gu immortals which were elites. They worked together during this period and were able to mostly repair the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. Even though the hole was still present, it had become much smaller. 5 Elements Grandmaster, quickly use your profound light, Fang Yuan shouted. 5 Elements Grandmaster's voice came from within year-end gatehouse. I cannot use it a second time in this short period. This formation has been modified by a lot. The previous profound light will be ineffective now. Immortal Killer Move, Song Warrior. Feng Jiuji's body shook as 4 Song Warriors emerged, encircling Fang Yuan. Xing Yiwang's body was covered in starlight specks as he stabbed towards Bing Sai Chuan like a hedgehog. Bing Sai Chuan and Fang Yuan looked at each other before flying up and abandoning their enemies, targeting the river suppression lotus ceiling formation instead. This was the wisest plan. As long as the river suppression lotus ceiling formation was destroyed, Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang would have to return to their immortal gu houses. Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang quickly tried to stop them, while 5 Elements Grandmaster continued to control his immortal formation to trap the eternal yacht that Qin Yi was controlling. In the intense battle, river suppression lotus ceiling formation shook more and more intensely. More cracks were appearing as it endured Fang Yuan's and Bing Sai Chuan's attacks. However, 3 autumn yellow crane platform and shark flow lever, which Fang Yuan blew away earlier, had re-entered the battlefield. Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven were starting to be suppressed. Fang Yuan, you still refuse to trust me now? The situation was dire, Bing Sai Chuan shouted in anxiety. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with bright light. He snorted coldly as he approached Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan spread his arms as a ball-shaped light shield appeared around him and Fang Yuan. This was his defensive immortal killer move. Anything that hit the light shield, be it life forms or killer moves, would freeze in time. Break it! Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang shouted together. 3 autumn yellow crane platform and shark flow lever erupted with powerful attacks, targeting Bing Sai Chuan's light shield. But any killer move that landed on it froze in time. At once, there was a myriad of colorful attacks surrounding the light shield. It was a dazzling sight. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth. His body shook as he sustained the shield. Even though he had rank 8 peak battle strength in this formation, Time Path was suppressed. At the same time, he was facing the attack of 2 rank 8 gu immortals and 2 immortal gu houses. It was not easy. Fang Yuan obtained this prime opportunity. He dispelled Immemorial Year Monkey Transformation and activated Emperor Yama. At this point in the battle, he finally obtained a chance to change his battle tactic. Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang had rich battle experiences. They did not give Fang Yuan any opportunity to change his transformation. He was often interrupted. After becoming Emperor Yama, Fang Yuan started to use his killer moves. His aura surged rapidly from weak to strong, and from strong to a terrifying level. Feng Jiugu and Xing Yiwang had solemn expressions. They were very alert. At this point, Fang Yuan finally had the time to unleash his trump card. Immortal killer move, Luo Pasil. Be careful. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth as he dispelled his defensive killer move, moving forward. Without obstruction, the frozen attacks from earlier struck towards Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan stood in front and paved a way for Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan held onto Luo Pasil as he waited in anticipation. He charged towards Xing Yiwang while enduring the attack. Xing Yiwang quickly retreated while Feng Jiugu went around, trying to attack Fang Yuan from the rear. Fang Yuan suddenly laughed coldly. He flew up and shot Luo Pasil towards the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. The huge formation stopped working. Several rank 7 gu immortals inside died on the spot. Bing Sai Chuan suddenly felt the pressure lifting. Swoosh swoosh, large amounts of water from the river of time gushed into the formation. Immediately after, with cracking noises, river suppression lotus sealing formation disintegrated piece by piece. Five Elements Grandmaster was deeply shocked. Fang Yuan's Luo Perseal actually attacked the core of the formation and destroyed the core immortal goo. How did he deduce it? Boom. Feng Jiuji's attack landed on Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's attention was on destroying the formation. He could only endure Feng Jiuji's ferocious attack. Even in Emperor Yama form, Fang Yuan spat out 3 mouthfuls of blood, large numbers of soul path goo worms died, and multiple immortal goo were injured. Without the formation's help, the battle environment changed rapidly. Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan obtained the upper hand again. Both sides fought for a while. The river suppression lotus sealing formation had about 1/3 of its original size left. The remaining rank 7 goo immortals were desperately holding on, but the formation was just a step away from destruction. They had no hope left. Cover me, Fang Yuan said to Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan used the ball-shaped light shield, protecting Fang Yuan as he dispelled Emperor Yama, turning into the immemorial year monkey again. Cover me! Feng Jiuge shouted the same thing. Xing Yi Wang and the 2 immortal goo houses surrounded Feng Jiuge immediately. Immortal killer move, Assimilation Wind Song. Feng Jiuge took a huge risk and successfully summoned the number 1 wind in the world. Bing Sai Chuan broke out in sweat as he shouted to Fang Yuan. Oh no, my defensive killer move cannot block the winds of assimilation, let's retreat. But out of their expectations, the winds of assimilation did not target the defensive shield, it attacked the stone Lotus Island. Under Fang Yuan's shocked gaze, the stone Lotus Island was devoured by the winds of assimilation. The fragments were assimilated into wind. The winds of assimilation became larger and larger. If anyone tried to get onto the island, they would have to face this world-destroying wind. Feng Jiuge Yu. Bing Sai Chuan was furious and anxious. Fang Yuan's expression was ashen. If we cannot get it, neither will you. Xing Yi Wang laughed wildly. Chapter 1697. Neither victory nor defeat. The winds of assimilation ravaged in the river of time. When Feng Jiuge used assimilation wind song, there were sounds of howling winds. But when the actual winds of assimilation started blowing, it became extremely quiet. There was no sound at all. The quiet winds of assimilation made every goo immortal present feel a chill down their spine. The stone Lotus Island was continuously eroded by the winds of assimilation until it completely vanished. The winds grew larger and larger, multiple times its initial size after devouring the stone Lotus Island. It was like a pillar that supported heaven and earth. However, it could not display its might in the river of time. Even though a lot of water was assimilated into wind, the entire river of time did not budge. It had lost a completely negligible amount of water. Even though the winds of assimilation were powerful, against the river of time, it was too small, like a tiny insect on a bowl. All the goo immortals and immortal goo houses had to steer clear of the winds of assimilation. Feng Jiuge was no exception. The stone Lotus Island was really destroyed. Fang Yuan was deeply shocked. Earlier, when he wanted to get on the island, he was repelled by its protection force. To think that it was completely helpless against the winds of assimilation. Don't tell me this formation played a role in suppressing the stone Lotus Island earlier? Or was the island already at its limit, so it could not block the winds of assimilation? Fang Yuan watched as the river suppression lotus sealing formation continued to break apart. Feng Jiuge also had a heavy feeling. Even though he destroyed the stone Lotus Island, in his opinion, he had failed. In order to find Red Lotus true inheritances, Heavenly Court had paid a huge price in manpower and resources. They managed to find a stone Lotus Island after so much work, and trapped it using the river suppression lotus sealing formation. But to think that Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven worked together to obstruct them. Feng Jiuge had no choice but to destroy the stone Lotus Island. All of their hard work had been wasted. But nobody could blame him for his actions. Because it was necessary. After the river suppression lotus sealing formation got hit by Luo Pasil, it was definitely going to break apart. Once the formation breaks, Feng Jiuge and Xing Yi Wang would be forced to return to the immortal goo house. This way, Heavenly Court side would lose their battle strength. In contrast, Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan would be like fish in water in this river of time. Without the formation restraining them, their battle strength would surge. The enemy was strong while they were weaker. Feng Jiugu had no confidence in continuing the struggle. Fang Yuan would obtain the Stone Lotus Island eventually. Thus, when there was still a chance, he decided to cut his losses short by destroying the Stone Lotus Island. Such resolution. A sharp light flashed in Fang Yuan's eyes. He did not hide his praise. Bing Sai Chuan sighed deeply, showing a dejected look. He was hoping to find some way to destroy Fate Gu from the Red Lotus True Inheritance, but now, even though Fang Yuan had the key Spring-Autumn Cicada, the Stone Lotus Island was already destroyed. He was very disappointed. He did not know that Fang Yuan had already obtained one true inheritance in secret. Fang Yuan was obviously not going to tell Longevity Heaven about this. Even Heavenly Court was in the dark. Rumble. With a chain of loud explosions, the heavily damaged River Suppression Lotus Ceiling Formation broke. Most of the Immortal Gu were destroyed, while the Gu Immortals controlling the formation died one by one. River water moved in as huge waves were formed. The River of Time was restored to normal. Let's retreat. Feng Jiugu gritted his teeth as he spoke. The battle was not in Heavenly Court's favor. Even though they had 3 rank 8 Gu Immortals in this situation, even if Duke Long came, they would not win. Feng Jiugu and the rest were not Time Path Gu Immortals. They could only hide in the Immortal Gu houses, relying on them to fight. And these Time Path Immortal Gu houses were only rank 7. If they had one rank 8 Time Path Immortal Gu house, Heavenly Court would have a chance of victory. Even though Heavenly Court had immense foundation, it was not without limits. Firstly, after Lord Huangshi died, they no longer had any Time Path rank 8 Gu Immortals. Even though they created 4 Time Path Immortal Gu houses, they were only rank 7. Heavenly Court did not have the ability to create a rank 8 Time Path Immortal Gu house in such a short period of time. Actually, Fairy Z Wei's arrangements were not wrong. Even though Fang Yuan obtained a Red Lotus True Inheritance and modified most of his killer moves, while also raising the rank of his Immortal Gu, his increase in battle strength did not make this battle any easier. Fang Yuan alone could not obtain this Red Lotus True Inheritance. Heavenly Court did not expect that Longevity Heaven would suddenly cooperate with Fang Yuan. After all, Fang Yuan destroyed 88 True Yang Building. There was deep enmity between Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven. This was not just simple hatred. Fang Yuan did not just destroy a rank 8 Immortal Gu house. He destroyed Giant Sun Immortal Venerables arrangements, the pride and glory of the Huangjin tribes. Longevity Heaven actually gave up on revenge and cooperated with Fang Yuan. Is this because of Bing Sai Chuan? Feng Jiugu returned to 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform and looked at Bing Sai Chuan, frowning. Heavenly Court's 3 Immortal Gu houses were retreating rapidly. Fang Yuan roared. He turned into the immemorial year monkey and chased after them. Bing Sai Chuan fought side by side with him. The two had powerful and ferocious attacks. They aimed at Heavenly Court's 3 Immortal Gu houses. Even though there were 3 rank 8s on Heavenly Court's side, they could only defend, resist attacks, and escape. Present and Past Pavilion finally broke out of Bing Sai Chuan's killer move. It quickly flew out of the River of Time, appearing above the surface. The 3 Xuanzi were very angry. They wanted to attack Fang Yuan. But they saw that the 3 Heavenly Court Immortal Gu houses were escaping. The River Suppression Lotus Ceiling Formation had broken up. The rank 7 Gu Immortals controlling the formation had almost all died. The remaining few were struggling in the River of Time. They were not far from dying. Quickly retreat. Feng Jiugu transmitted. The 3 Xuanzi gulped as they quickly joined the group and escaped. Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan, as well as 5 Elements Grandmaster controlling Year-End Gatehouse, chased after them. These 4 Immortal Gu houses were very sturdy. They defended each other and were hard to catch. But Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan got stronger as they fought. In this River of Time, their battle strength was far above their usual standards. The tributary of the River of Time is close by, we are about to escape. Qing Yi shouted, raising the morale of the heavenly court Gu immortals. Want to leave? Not so easy. Fang Yuan laughed sinisterly, shortening their distance. All of you retreat, we will block them. The three Xuanzi were resolved to die. They stayed behind along with the tattered present and past pavilion. As the three Xuanzi stalled for time desperately, the other three immortal Gu houses managed to escape through the tributary of the River of Time. Present and past pavilion was completely destroyed, the three Xuanzi died as well. Fang Yuan was filled with regret that he did not capture any rank 8 Gu immortal. This was a really good chance. Fang Yuan did not want to chase after them. In the outside world, Feng Jiu Guo and the rest could fight normally. He swept through the battlefield and collected the immortal apertures, annexing them. Bing Sai Chuan and 5 Elements Grandmaster did not move, they watched by the side. There were quite a few rank 7 Gu immortals who died. They did not have qualification to join Heavenly Court, so they still retained their rank 7 immortal apertures. Fang Yuan annexed them and made great gains. Let's go to Eastern Sea. After a while, Fang Yuan suggested. Longevity Heaven had displayed their fullest sincerity in the battle over Red Lotus True Inheritance. They were reliable allies for now. Both sides had the same goal, to prevent Heavenly Court from repairing Fate Gu. If Heavenly Court obtained the complete Fate Gu, they would regain their former glory, they would threaten the other 4 regions. After staying for a while in the River of Time, Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan confirmed that the Red Lotus True Inheritance was truly destroyed. Even though they did not obtain it, they had managed to stop Heavenly Court from getting it. This result was neither defeat nor victory. Soon, Fang Yuan and the rest left the River of Time, heading to Eastern Sea to stop Duke Long. But along the way, they heard that the commotion in Eastern Sea was over, the outcome had been determined. The eventual victor of this battle over Dragon Palace was Duke Long. Duke Long had incredible battle strength. He suppressed the Eastern Sea rank 8s. Afterwards, Heavenly Court's new member, rank 8 Gu Immortal Chen Yi went there with an immortal Gu house. At the crucial moment, Eastern Sea's lone immortal Yang Jun suddenly turned to help Duke Long, allowing him to successfully suppress the rank 8 immortal Gu house and keep it. But Duke Long suffered heavy injuries as a result. At the final moment, Eastern Sea's rank 8s stopped holding back, they used their trump cards. But it was already too late. After getting the immortal Gu house, Duke Long left immediately without second thought. To think that this rank 8 lone immortal Yang Jun was recruited by Heavenly Court. 5 Elements Grandmaster shook his head continuously. He was once a lone immortal too, but he had become a member of Longevity Heaven now. That might not be the case. Yang Jun might have been Heavenly Court's spy in Eastern Sea from the start. Fang Yuan thought of Prince Feng Xian in Northern Plains. He was a spy implanted into Northern Plains from the start. His identity had not been exposed. Fang Yuan looked at Bing Sai Chuan for a moment, deciding to continue keeping this as a secret. Chapter 1698. Slaughter begins. Central Continent Regional Wall. Go, quickly go. Catch up, don't break away from the group. A group of Western Desert Gu masters shouted as they ran. Behind them, the ground tore open, like a giant beast opening its mouth to devour people. Ah! Save me! Amidst cries and screams, a small group of people at the back fell into the earth trench. Most of them were smashed to bits. Those that luckily survived would also die eventually. Father, I can't hold on anymore. Zhang Ping was a young man who had just become a rank 2 Gu master. He was showing a flustered expression now. His primeval essence had already dried up. Oh no! Zhang Quan was a rank 3 Gu master. He was covered in sweat now. He was already trying his best, using his killer move to not only move himself but also his son Zhang Ping. If Zhang Ping ran out of primeval essence, Zhang Quan's killer move would be ineffective on him. By then, Zhang Ping would become very slow. Zhang Quan would be helpless as he watched his son fall into the abyss. What should I do? Zhang Quan was helpless and anxious. He regretted his decision deeply. If he had known this, he would not have brought his son to join the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. He had considered this because of his son's refinement path talent. He wanted to train his ability and gain more knowledge. But to think that they encountered an earth vein tremor while crossing the regional wall. Right when Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping were despairing, the sight in front of them cleared up. Zhang Quan was dazed before reacting. They had passed Central Continent's regional wall. They had arrived in Central Continent. Because of earth vein tremors, other than causing lots of earth trenches, goo materials and goo worms to appear, the 5 regions' regional walls were also shrinking. Right now, goo masters needed less than half the time to cross 2 regions' regional walls compared to before. But so what? Zhang Quan sighed deeply. Zhang Ping was out of primeval essence and stamina. Zhang Quan had to carry him, but because of this their speed was very slow. They were almost about to get devoured by the earth trench. At the crucial moment, a mystical light shot towards them as the remaining goo masters were all brought into the sky. The earth trench parted below their feet. Soon, a huge and unfathomably deep abyss formed below them. Only until they landed on the periphery of the earth trench did the mystical light enveloping these goo masters disappear. What is going on? Who saved us? Such an incredible method. I'm afraid it has to be a great goo immortal who saved all of us. The goo masters were all extremely excited from surviving that. They started to talk among themselves. Above the sky where they could not see, a spirit butterfly valley goo immortal smiled kindly as he retreated his gaze from these goo masters. The goo immortal flew rapidly, patrolling the area. Central Continent's refinement path convention had begun. Many goo masters had been coming here for the last few days from the other 4 regions. The goo immortal was a member of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects. He had received a compulsory mission from the sect to patrol this area and prevent the demonic path from causing trouble. Many goo immortals received the same mission as him. These were all members of the 10 great ancient sects, some independent sects, or even slave goo immortals captured by the 10 great ancient sects, as well as lone immortals close to the 10 sects. This time, Heavenly Court held the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. Security was extremely strict. It was unprecedented. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping's group was luckily saved by the goo immortal, retaining their lives. After getting into Central Continent, they rested for a while before going to the closest sign-up spot. Central Continent Refinement Path Convention had many sign-up spots. They were evenly distributed all over Central Continent. A few days later, Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping arrived at Scorpion Needle sect with some goo masters that had similar objectives. This was an ordinary sect. Its specialty was in raising goo that resembled scorpions. They were most famous for scorpion needle goo. This was an offensive goo worm. Once used, it could shoot out scorpion needles. The needles were sharp and fast. They were poisonous and hard to deal with. Scorpion Needle sect had already made the arrangement. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping walked into the registration hall. It was packed with people. A large portion were Central Continent locals. The remaining were like them who had come from the Western region. Scorpion Needle sect was situated near Western Desert. Many Western Desert goo masters came here to sign up. The Central Continent Refinement Path Convention always attracted countless goo masters to participate. This time was no exception. Following the procedures, Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping were brought into a hall for assessment. The test only had 4 questions. It was not easy but not hard either. The test was regarding basic skills. Any goo master with enough experience can pass. Those who were trying their luck would be eliminated, to save on resources and manpower. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping passed the test without any unexpected surprises. They successfully signed up. After getting out of the hall, they held a token each. The token recorded the participant's name, sect, path, and the time and location of his test. When a goo master signs up, their names could be fake. Their paths and sects could also be kept secret. Because of this, during every Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, a large number of lone cultivators, demonic path members, and even goo immortals would join while concealing their identity. 100 primeval stones per person signing up. This is too expensive. Zhang Ping kept his token as he said grudgingly. So you must perform well this time, don't waste our investment. Zhang Quan looked at Zhang Ping with a gaze of anticipation. Yes. Zhang Ping nodded. Oh yes, Father, I saw that many Central Continent Gu masters signed up directly, they did not need to take the test. Zhang Quan smiled. These people had gotten a certain position in the previous convention, they are able to join it directly now. Father, didn't you get a placing yourself in the last convention? Why do you have to pay again? Zhang Ping did not understand. Zhang Quan shook his head. That is because I am not a Central Continent person, only Central Continent Gu masters have this treatment. So that's it. Zhang Ping nodded. This was clearly favoritism towards the locals. It was unfair, but the young Zhang Ping soon accepted it. This was Central Continent's territory after all. The convention was also held in Central Continent. What's wrong with helping their own people? And this was not unfair either, because this test only looked at the basics. Any Gu master with refinement path attainment could pass it. The refinement path convention is about to begin. In Heavenly Court, Duke Long used his investigative killer move as he paid attention to the situation in Central Continent. His face was still pale now. His injuries sustained from obtaining Dragon Palace had not healed. This refinement path convention will be very crucial. Oh Red Lotus, do you know, after this convention, Fate Gu will be fully restored. Duke Long's eyes became dazed as scenes of the past surfaced in his mind. Spring-autumn cicada? You actually designed such a heretical immortal Gu, Hong Ting, what are you trying to do? After learning of this, Duke Long immediately went to find Red Lotus Immortal Venerable, Hong Ting. Hong Ting clenched his fists saying to Duke Long, Master, I've already said it before, I want to revive them, let everything start over again. You! Duke Long pointed at Hong Ting, he was shivering from anger. Hong Ting lowered his head, Master, scold me if you want, beat me if you want, but I will never give up. Duke Long looked at Hong Ting angrily, he did not scold him, instead, he sighed after a long while of silence. Hong Ting, my disciple, you are too naive. Even if you are an immortal venerable, what can you do to fate? Go ahead and try, I won't stop you. You will definitely fail, but I hope that countless failures can wake you up. Many days later. Master. Hong Ting was covered in injuries, but he was extremely excited. He came before Duke Long. I finally found the only hope, I am about to succeed, I will definitely change fate. How can that be possible? Duke Long did not believe him at all. I am relying on this, Love Gu. I had obtained inspiration from Legends of Rin Zhu. It says that love is a type of fate, in that case, love can definitely change fate. Hong Ting said in increasing excitement. Duke Long was extremely furious and shocked. Heresy, blasphemy, Hong Ting, don't forget your identity. You are a righteous path, immortal venerable, you want to change history. Do you know that such actions will have an unimaginably bad effect? Oh Master! Hong Ting raised his head, looking at Duke Long with glimmering eyes. You still don't understand? Understand what? Times have changed. The hearts of the people have changed too. Our generation does not need restrictions. Before Hong Ting finished his words, Duke Long shouted, Enough! You actually said Fate Gu is a form of restriction? Hong Ting, enough is enough, at this rate, you will fall into the demonic path. I do not want to exterminate you in the name of justice. Breathing in deeply, Duke Long regained clarity in his eyes. His memories were kept away, but Duke Long still had a sense of guilt left in him. Oh Red Lotus! You did not understand after all. Duke Long muttered, No matter how times change, Fate Gu will always be the protector of humanity. You are disregarding the big picture of humanity for your personal selfish goals. I failed in my teachings. You are my disciple, as your master, I will atone for your mistakes. I do not have much time left. But it is fine, I just need to wait until Fate Gu is repaired. I will not allow anyone to ruin this refinement path convention. Boom! At the same time, Scorpion Needle Sect erupted with an intense explosion. Countless Gu masters who participated in the refinement path convention died or got injured. As dust clouds settled, an ancient desolate year snake hissed in the rubble of Scorpion Needle Sect. Watching the ancient year snake slaughter more Gu masters, Fong Yuan left with a cold smile. Using an immortal killer move with fixed immortal travel as the core, he left for the next location. Heavenly Court wanted to repair fate, they had to hold the Refinement Path Convention to gain success. Mark. How could Fang Yuan allow them to succeed so easily? A merciless slaughter had begun. Chapter 1699. Attacking everywhere. Unification Sect was one of the sign-up locations of the Refinement Path Convention. It was filled with people as well. The Refinement Path Convention is about to start. To think that I would get a second chance in this lifetime, thank the heavens. A middle-aged Gu master sighed deeply. The Gu masters nearby recognized him as they started to talk among themselves. Quickly look, it is Refinement Path Master Luo Xing. He had lost in the previous Refinement Path Convention due to some accident. It seems he wants to compete again. Normally, the Refinement Path Convention is held once in 100 years. Luo Xing was not supposed to have a chance. But to think that 10 years later, the 10 great ancient sects would hold it again. The middle-aged Gu master heard their discussions as he kept a peaceful expression. He was way beyond the age of vanity. He just wanted to prove himself now. My opponents this time cannot be underestimated. Even though I worked very hard during this period, Central Continent is too huge, the 5 regions have countless geniuses. And even at this spot, there are already many new talents. The middle-aged Gu master looked around, focusing his attention on 3 Gu masters. One was an old man that had been reputed for many years. He was also a Refinement Path Master. Another was a young man, and the last one was a young girl. The former had performed well in the previous convention, while the latter was a rising star that had emerged in the last 10 years. This Refinement Path Convention is still going to be that intense. I must make good use of this opportunity. I cannot fail anymore. I will prove myself. I will let my wife and children be proud. Boom. At the next moment, a huge ancient year beast descended from the sky, crushing the entire hall to ruins. The middle-aged Gu master's grand ambitions vanished into thin air. The young Gu master with a great future, the genius young girl who was highly thought of, died pathetically on the spot. Her bones and flesh were mashed together, even her corpse could not be seen clearly. On to the next location. In the sky, Fang Yuan's figure flickered and vanished. This was the 15th spot that he had attacked. Central Continent lost many Gu masters. These were just mortal Gu masters. How could they handle the ancient year beasts? Even rank 6 Gu immortals might not be able to face these ancient year beasts. Fang Yuan slaughtered these Gu masters mercilessly. He created lots of bloodshed. More and more talented Gu masters were killed. Even Heavenly Court was feeling heartache. This demon Fang Yuan, he is truly evil and vicious. He came to cause trouble after all. Damn it, are we going to watch and do nothing? Lady Ziwei, I wonder if... Fairy Ziwei shook her head. Fang Yuan is very vigilant. He only sent out ancient year beasts each time to attack. Even though he slaughtered many Gu masters and caused great chaos, he rarely attacked personally. Fairy Ziwei sighed deeply. His wisdom path attainment is truly deep. He knows that the more he attacks, the more clues he would leave behind, and the more easily we can find him. It is very hard for me to locate him. I will need more clues and even more time. But how can he have so many ancient year beasts? Some Gu immortals frowned. According to Southern Borders information, Xiacha had a year essence pool in her immortal aperture. He should have used this to capture so many year beasts. Fairy Ziwei said. Even though her expression was calm, she was filled with rage. Fang Yuan was a Gu immortal, yet he attacked these mortals without restraint. He was really bullying the weak and was simply too shameless. He had no bottom line. Most demonic path Gu immortals would not do this. This was the tacit consensus among Gu immortals, but Fang Yuan broke it without concern. This Fang Yuan is truly the greatest plague to all life forms in this world. Fairy Ziwei was furious while feeling sadness for those innocent lives. The longer he lives in this world, the more life forms he would harm and kill. Duke Long was truly calm. His heart was like a tranquil lake. Good, Fang Yuan showed up. Didn't we expect this to happen? Follow our plan, even if we have to pay a huge price. We must repair Fate Gu. Duke Long was immensely determined. Heavenly Court's Gu immortals heard his orders and realized, nothing in this world could affect Duke Long's determination. Fang Yuan was a real problem. Heavenly Court could not ignore him. They had a plan already. Several days later, The people who were in deep fear of Fang Yuan's assaults received accurate proof and information. All evidence pointed to Fang Yuan. He was the culprit. Everyone was extremely riled up. Fang Yuan has already become a Gu immortal? There really are immortals in this world. Fang Yuan, you killed my father. I will definitely take revenge for this immense hatred. Even rank 5s are just ants if they do not become Gu immortals. Fang Yuan is evidently trying to ruin the refinement path convention. For the sake of my life, I'm not going. Go. Why not? If we do not go, wouldn't we fall into that Fang Yuan scheme? That's right, even though I am a mortal Gu master and will not be Fang Yuan's match, to avenge my wife's death, I will even give up my life. I will not let this demon Fang Yuan succeed. Some were fearful, some felt emotional, some backed out, while some became determined. Time passed, days went by, the refinement path convention continued. Fang Yuan was all alone, but Central Continent had many sign-up locations for the refinement path convention. Even though he had fixed immortal travel, he could not eliminate every Gu master that went. Because many places were secretly guarded by Central Continent's Gu immortals. Especially when Heavenly Court made arrangements after Fang Yuan's attacks, they sent out missions to countless Gu masters to move around and distribute tokens to other participants of the test. This way, the participants in Central Continent became dispersed, nobody went to sign-up locations. Fang Yuan's slaughter became very inefficient. Even though Fang Yuan tried, more than 10,000 Gu masters died in his hands, but he could not stop the refinement path convention from starting. The sign-up phase was over, the true competition had already started. Oh! Fang Yuan appeared at a place in Central Continent. He was about to attack when he suddenly frowned. Where are you going, Fang Yuan? A Central Continent rank 8 Gu immortal pounced at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan gave a glance at him. He did not want to fight, he used his killer move to escape. Central Continent's Gu immortals have been getting faster and faster recently. Is it because I've used fixed immortal travel's killer move too frequently, they have already deduced it? Even so, they seem to be able to detect where I would show up. What is this investigative method? Time path? At the next moment, Fang Yuan's surroundings changed. He was hundreds of thousands of li away from the previous place. But his expression was grim. He sensed acutely that 3 rank 8 Gu immortals were approaching him from 3 directions. Fang Yuan, where are you going? Heavenly Court has prepared more than 10 investigative killer moves for you. You cannot escape. Especially one of them, it was created by primordial origin immortal venerable, known as People's Accusation. Ha ha, demon, did you think of this? The more people you kill, the more hatred you gather. These mortal Gu masters' hatred will continuously track you down. The 3 rank 8s arrived before Fang Yuan. Immortal battlefield killer move, rumor cage. Suddenly, a 4th rank 8 Gu immortal appeared above Fang Yuan, using an immortal battlefield to trap him. We caught Fang Yuan. Lord Zhou Xiong Xion's rumor cage is truly the battlefield killer move with the fastest activation time. Even Fang Yuan could not react in time. The 4 Gu immortals were overjoyed. Lord Duke Long, we finally trapped Fang Yuan. Inside Heavenly Court, Fairy Ziwei was extremely excited. Duke Long replied plainly. Fairy Ziwei's eyes shined brightly. Lord Duke Long, the chance is rare. I recommend that you act personally to eliminate this Fang Yuan now. Duke Long shook his head. Fang Yuan is nothing but a troublemaker. Repairing Fate Gu is the important thing now. It is not time for me to act. Lord Duke Long. Fairy Ziwei wanted to speak more, but suddenly, her expression changed. At this instant, Central Continent's areas, especially those that were holding refinement competitions, were targeted with Gu immortal level attack. In fact, not only refinement competition locations, even some famous resource points in Central Continent were attacked by Gu immortals. They were looted. Even infallible Blessed Land is being attacked. Fairy Ziwei's expression was grim, she could not believe it. There are actually so many Gu immortals targeting us? Chapter 1700. Rumors become tigers. Fang Yuan floated in the air. It looked like he was staying motionless amidst a blizzard. Soon, thick white snow gathered on his body. But looking from afar, it seemed like he was covered in a thick fox skin coat. This was the modified time path killer move, Winter Coat. Fang Yuan had many defensive killer moves. The strongest was Reverse Flow Protection Seal, but Reverse Flow River was clearly dried up now. This killer move could not be used anymore. Other than that, Fang Yuan had Emperor Yama, Winter Coat, Blood-Stained Conqueror's Robe, Purple Thought Light Shield, Hair Armor, Lion Fur Armor, Divination Tortoise Transformation, Ghost Official Garment, and other defensive methods. Hair Armor and Lion Fur Armor were mortal killer moves. Even though Fang Yuan had used them for some time, they were eliminated long ago. Purple Thought Light Shield was Purple Mountain True Monarch's method. It had defended against Duke Long's fists in battle earlier. It was quite useful. But Fang Yuan only had this killer move and did not cultivate it. He lacked the crucial immortal goo. Blood-Stained Conqueror's Robe was originally Fang Yuan's method. It was used for some time. Even though the core immortal goo was now rank 7, a rank 7 method was useless now. Divination Tortoise Transformation was considered a defensive method, but similarly, the ancient Desolate Beast Divination Tortoise was useless in a rank 8 battle. Ghost Official Garment had a huge origin. Being designed by Spectral Soul Demon Venerable, it was used to defend against Wisdom Path methods. Emperor Yama Killer move, which combined Ghostly Concealment, Soul Beast Token, and Ghost Official Garment, had incredible defense. It could be used in rank 8 battles. But its defensive was still lower than Winter Coat. Emperor Yama was a comprehensive method. It had both offense and defense. By using the Yama children, it could even fight against a group. Meanwhile, Winter Coat focused on defense. After Fang Yuan annexed Xia Cha's Immortal Aperture, his time path Dao marks increased in numbers drastically to being his highest path. Winter Coat's power was greatly amplified. And most crucially, after some modifications, Winter Coat's defense was even better than before. While he could not use Reverse Flow Protection Seal, Winter Coat was Fang Yuan's new replacement. Bam bam bam. The 3 Central Continent rank 8s attacked Fang Yuan furiously. He did not dodge. He used Winter Coat killer move to block all of the attacks. What killer move is this? It seems like Xia Cha's Winter Coat. How can this be? Xia Cha's Winter Coat is not like this. The 3 rank 8s had varying expressions as they conversed secretly. They were very shocked by Winter Coat's defense. Next, they placed all their attention on Zhou Xiong Xian. These 3 rank 8s came from Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects, but Zhou Xiong Xian was different. He was a recently awakened Heavenly Court member. Zhou Xiong Xian had already activated his immortal battlefield rumor cage. In this environment, all other paths were suppressed. Only information path was amplified. Fang Yuan's Winter Coat killer move was suppressed, but the other 3 rank 8s offensive methods were also suppressed. As the 3 rank 8s looked at Zhou Xiong Xian, Fang Yuan was also assessing this immortal battlefield rumor cage. Rumor cage consisted of many silver text and characters. These characters were large as horse carriages or small as ants. They weaved together into a huge ball, enveloping Fang Yuan and the other 4 rank 8s. Because there were gaps between characters, the round ball seemed to be connected with the outside world. It was not completely shut off. Fang Yuan had a serious expression. Inside the sovereign immortal aperture, his time path clone was bathed in the light of wisdom. He was trying to deduce the mysteries of this immortal battlefield. But regarding information path, Fang Yuan was not skilled in it. If this was a time path or refinement path immortal battlefield, Fang Yuan could use his time path and refinement path quasi-supreme attainment levels to deduce it immediately. But against information path, he lacked the attainment. He could only deduce it using the light of wisdom forcefully. Undoubtedly, it was wise that Heavenly Court sent out information path Gu Immortal Zhou Xiong Xian to deal with Fang Yuan. If this was any other Gu Immortal that Fang Yuan has met before, he would be prepared with specialized methods. But this was the first time Fang Yuan was seeing Zhou Xiong Xian. Zhou Xiong Xian wore a white robe. He had a square face with an air of righteousness. His body was quite muscular. Those who could become Heavenly Court members were elite experts among rank 8. Forget about the rest, just that rumor cage alone was incredibly profound. It could be activated rapidly and was the fastest immortal battlefield killer move that Fang Yuan had ever seen. Fang Yuan, since you are trapped, don't think of leaving alive. You committed so much slaughter, So many innocent lives died in your hands. Now, you will experience the bad karma that you have created. Zhou Xiong Xian said in a righteous tone. His aura burst out as he used 2 Immortal Killer moves. Immortal Killer move, Malicious Rumors. Immortal Killer move, Rumors become tigers. Instantly, the silver characters in the cage started to shine in a dazzling light. The dense light flowed like water, moving in the air as it gathered and swirled. Next, from the silvery light, silver tigers emerged. The tigers attacked as Fang Yuan shot out like lightning, facing them. Strength Path Giant Hand. Fang Yuan rushed to the silver tigers as he attacked, but the giant hand only lasted for a moment before it broke. Fang Yuan's brows rose. The silver tigers had great battle strength. Immortal Killer move, Spring Scissors. The jade green scissors flew out with great agility. Wherever it went, the scissors snipped as tiger heads fell. Tigers were cut into halves and their corpses faded into silver light that flickered and scattered. Spring Scissors was unstoppable. Zhou Xiong Xian's eyes flashed with a different light, he thought. It is different from our intel. After the battle for Red Lotus True Inheritance, Fang Yuan's Spring Scissors seems to be modified again. It has grown more powerful. Zhou Xiong Xian was an information path Gu immortal. He could rapidly gather information about any change or unusualness. Spring Scissors Killer move had not been modified for hundreds of years in Xia Cha's hands, but Fang Yuan could constantly modify it? Is Fang Yuan's Wisdom Path attainment level really so high? Or maybe his Time Path attainment level is very high. After all, this is a rank 8 killer move. It is not easy to modify. Zhou Xiong Xian was secretly shocked. Even though he was still under the suppression of Rumor Cage, Spring Scissors Killer move still slaughtered countless silver tigers like they were thin paper. But Zhou Xiong Xian did not fluster. The battle is under my control. Slowly, you will see my power, Fang Yuan. Zhou Xiong Xian laughed to himself secretly. A moment later, Fang Yuan frowned subtly. The silver tigers are endless. It is clearly one with this Rumor Cage battlefield. No matter how many I kill, they will regenerate. And most importantly, these silver tigers are growing stronger. Strange. Normally, methods like these silver tigers are meant to expend the enemy's reserves through advantage in numbers. But these silver tigers were growing stronger at a rapid rate. It was far beyond normality. Earlier, Spring Scissors Killer move was unstoppable, but now it seemed slow. Not only did the silver tigers grow stronger, they were much tougher and more agile now. They often managed to escape from Spring Scissors, causing it to miss its target. At this time, the Time Path clone finally made some useful deductions. Fang Yuan looked at Zhou Xiong Xian as he spoke. So that's it, this is the unification of information path and human path methods. You are using the grudge of the whole of Central Continent's mortals to display this move? Similar to the People's Accusation Killer move earlier. Zhou Xiong Xian's eyebrows twitched. Fang Yuan actually discovered the profundity of this move so quickly it was truly shocking. Since you found out, there is no point hiding it. Indeed, this move was created by Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable. It uses the will of Central Continent's people. Fang Yuan, you slaughtered so many people, everyone is furious. One mortal might be weak, but what about countless mortals? Their collective power is beyond your imagination. Thus, continue to struggle. You cannot defeat the unified will of every person. This is the bad karma that you gathered. This is simply just desserts. Fang Yuan was silent. He started to attack Rumor Cage itself. But before he found out the mysteries of this immortal battlefield, even if he used Luo Pasil, there would be little effect. He would be wasting rank 8 immortal essence. At the same time, somewhere in Central Continent, Fang Yuan is trapped. He is likely in a certain immortal formation or immortal battlefield. I can barely sense him anymore. Our connection is about to be broken. Shen Tsongxing said. He was an Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortal, the first supreme elder of Super Force Shen clan. He cultivated Sound Path. When Fang Yuan went after Eastern Sea's Dragon Palace, he had been hit by this investigative method unknowingly. Now, even though he was inside Rumor Cage, Shen Tsongxing could still sense Fang Yuan's whereabouts slightly. Brother Shen's investigative methods are truly admirable. At his side, Song Chi Yuan said with a deep sigh, Back in the days I was hit by your investigative methods, it was truly a nightmare. Ha ha! Shen Songxing laughed loudly. We were still young. To think that you managed to steal the inheritance secretly, causing us to end up with no gains despite our hard work. It is expected that Fang Yuan would obstruct the Refinement Path Convention. He has deep enmity with Heavenly Court after all. Indeed, even years ago, he was already fighting with Heavenly Court in Treasure Yellow Heaven by exposing secrets of both sides. Heavenly Court wants to repair fate. Even if he is an otherworldly demon, he would not want them to succeed. Heavenly Court would have too great of an advantage after all. The surrounding Gu immortals also spoke. Some had cold and indifferent expressions. Taking a look, these were all rank 8 Gu immortals. Song Qiyuan, Qing Yuan, Shen Songxing, Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, Shimiao, and others. This was an unprecedented gathering. Alright, isn't this situation good? Fang Yuan is also a problem. With him resisting and fighting Heavenly Court, we will have less issues here. Dragon Palace is nearby, there is no mistake. Shen Songxing led the way as he moved ahead of the group. It turned out that because Duke Long snatched the rank 8 Immortal Gu House from these Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortals, they had lost their face. Thus, during this Refinement Path Convention, these people gathered secretly. They wanted to obtain Dragon Palace and salvage their reputation.